Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Do-do-do, do-do, do. What's up in the hood today? All right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? My friends, my people, my friends, my people, what's going on? Damn, I wanted that Tesla gap, huh? All right, let's get to work, people. We got things to people to do, things to see. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. All right. All right, who do we got in here today? Zaman, what's up, baby? Dude, Zaman, you've got such a Persian king's name. Zaman. I can just picture you right now eating dates and figs with a harem of hookers. That's a nice life. All right. What is going on? All right, let's get to work. Hey, Jesse, what's up, baby? You big sexy stud. You big sexy mama jama. All right, let's get to work, man. I think today, look, expect not much action maybe till the last hour. There'll be all sorts of jockeying and stuff like that. So we got a small gap up. I wouldn't even consider this a gap up, right? We're just in this big range here. I wouldn't even consider that the range, right? These kind of look horizontal lines, these kind of diagonal lines are usually bullshit. But let's just say this is the range. All right. So we got a little bit of a range here. Most likely, this doesn't resolve itself today in the morning, right? We've got on a smaller term basis, you got 490 in the Qs, 484 is your support. Okay. On the daily chart, we're in a box. We have a little bit larger of a range, 482, and let's just say the 9 EMA at 490. So we kind of got two different ranges that we should be two different ranges to just kind of be mindful of. Now, with election coming up, we don't necessarily know, which way the wind blows, but it may not matter. There's all sorts of stocks moving around that have earnings out where you don't have to sit there and watch the indexes the whole day. So the QQQs is right? The SPY's got just what do we call this? The horseshoe, right? The SPY's doing the horseshoe. And so we just in this range here, 482 to let's say 475. I would not trust any spikes up. In a day like today, you will often get these kind of like just random, you get these kind of random spikes that will just go all over the place. And when you see them, like you'll just like be like, wham, and then they just will pop down. And you're going to see that a lot. So don't trust anything today, like at least on the indexes. On individual stocks, if you got a PR out, I think you'll be fine. But if you don't, then, you know, whatever. So let's go and take a look at the earnings plays because there's quite a few here that we can holler at and we can have some fun at. So let's go in and see like what the heck we're doing here, right? Let's get in. Can you feel the love tonight? All right. So IWM also a big nothing burger here. You can see that. So let's get into and see what kind of damn earnings we got out here, peoples, because we got them. We got them. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see what other kind of news we got here, real quick, too. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? All right. So let's take a look here on the earnings monitor. We have here, let's go before the market close. So you can see here. So this is why this is kind of peak trading season here. You have before the market open all of these goodies here. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful, fantastic American companies just rolling in, right? Reporting earnings. So we want to be in this game here. These here, they're going to move around independent to what's happening in the general market. They're going to sit there and have their own ideas. And so we want to be in this business here. Let's take a look and see what kind of good earnings plays we got here. And let's just see if we can frown up some awesome things. Because look, Palantir had earnings, right? You've got some bigger name companies too that are reporting. So let's dig in and see what the heck we got going on. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. So let's see here. We got top big cap positive news pre-market, QNST earnings, A-Lab. This one I'm very interested in. Let's bring up a chart on that in a hot second. GoGo I might be interested in too, because that one has got a big, 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 juicy little base on it. Palantir, IPO breakout, Payo. That one in a while. That one's got a nice breakout to it too. Got a handful of these. Hims has got a good look to it also, right? Dude, Hims has got the holy trifecta, right? For somebody like me at 43, you can get steroids, you can get boner pills, and you can get hair pills all in one from, some Bhutanese doctor just chilling out in the mountains, just writing you scripts. I mean, that's a good business model right there. Course, ooh, that could be something too. And then you got APO, AZN, dollar, LTR, leadership transition. Hey, this one's got a big base on it too. And then, SMCI is popping up slightly. So let's kind of keep an eye on some of these bad boys. And then, you can see on the downside, you've got a whole host of these kind of names too. LS, semiconductor, and Cross is an interesting one because, they're pretty much related to Apple in terms of they're one of their suppliers and stuff like that. So that should be something we can keep an eye on. So let's first take a look here and see if we got anything. Let's dig through and see what we got. Oh, first of all, before we even get into that, let's just see if we got any economic news. Right. So Tuesday economic calendar, international trade in goods. That's garbage. 10 a.m. ISM services index. Normally these things don't matter, but some in the last week, some of the 10 a.m. numbers were some of the 10 a.m. numbers were actually moving the market. And so keep an eye on this at 10 a.m. We may get a couple, big wicks and, fugazis come about on it. Bum, 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 bum. Top shareholder meetings. I don't think that's anything. SRKK maybe. Stock splits, junk, IPOs, nothing there. Let's see if we got any good upgrades here. ALKS, buy, BMRN, CVS, Chevron, nah. Top downgrades, MQ. And then we got top initiations here. So nothing that juicy. So that's not a nothing burger. You look at these upgrades and downgrades, initiations. The big thing is always, right, you want to see if any of the bigger banks, any of the bigger shops are, putting a note out on something, right? Those can move the markets, but, this is probably this is a poo-poo platter of really nothing. So let's be just a little bit mindful. Now, top earnings of the week, you got Airbnb, Affirm. We'll be looking out for this one. Both of these are interested. ARM also, dude, ARM is, we trade ARM quite a bit. Palantir's today, Lyft, Qualcomm, SMCI, TTD, these are all right. Upworks, Win, But these are all going to be a little bit something, something. So let's take a look and see what kind of gappers we got and all of this kind of fun stuff. Kusho, what's your fave out of the earnings plays? Good. Let's take a look and see what we got going. What the heck? There we go. All right. Look at this. Agrify Corporation. Hey, this was a reverse split stock. You know, that's kind of the new thing for these small caps. The only ones that are going are these reverse split ones. 10 million shares in volume. You know, look, do you really want to trade a small cap on election day? And it's NFL trade line day? Probably not. This one, look at ALBT, 17 million shares in volume. So these things are moving around. A-Lab. So now this one is the interesting one to me. Now it is up quite a bit here. So that's, that's the only thing that kind of is a little bit annoying. You'd like for them not to gap up so much, right? That'd be very nice. But let's see if this thing dips down at the open. I think we have a chance on this. It just needs to probably pull a slight bit at the open. It doesn't even have to be much. The float on this is 138. Sometimes if these things just rip down like $2-3, they'll get bought up and rip it back and take out the pre-market range. I want you to put a level at 88 on this too, so that you have it into the back of your head what's going down, right? Put this into the back of your head so you have an idea of what's going downtown. Julie Brown. Dude, couple bucks. That's all we need here. Let it dip off, and then we'll do a dip and rip on this. And man, we may have some fun on this. So let's add this. I think that's that's top tier, baby. Top draw, as they would say, in England. That's top draw. Let's add that. A-Lab is some buenos. Good. Let me get rid of all these other old ones. Dun, 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 dun. Good. And A-Lab. Bum, 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 bum. Look at this QNST. All right. So let's see what's going on. This one's also earnings. See, look, if you look left here, this is an IPO breakout. Only 45 million share float. It's only $1 billion company. So you've got yourself a good location. Now, the big hairy Indian butt is that obviously this stock is up 35 damn percent, right? This stock is really up 35%. So I don't think there's like a huge amount you can do at it right off at the open, but it will probably pull. And it's going to be liquid enough. It already had 500,000 shares in volume. I think we're in for a little treat on this one. If it pulls or does an ORB, it's low enough float where you can hit an ORB on it. Vimeo. Vimeo, loving the look on this one, right? So you're clearing out all of this juice, all right? You've got earnings out. The stock's left for dead, right? It's been $65. Now you've based out and really got yourself juicy, right? You based out, got yourself juicy on this. Dude, I like that, right? I'm loving that. So let's add this one too. A-Lab, we're already getting the pull that we want. This is a buenos, right? We want a piece of that too. Heck yeah. So let's add this A-Lab. Da, 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 da. Now look at this one, GoGo. This is the company that does the Wi-Fi in the airplanes. 14 million share float. It's $1 billion company. I mean, this could be right up our alley here. You got room to about the 200-day moving average. Not a lot of volume though. So that's where I give this a B-. If this had done already, say, 1 million shares or 2 million shares, probably be a little bit easier to trade. But I want to add that. Now this one, look at this Palantir. It's not even waiting for us. Bastard. This is top of the list if we can get a pull. All right. It would have been nice if it had been drifting down, then we would have had all this little upside on it. Let's see. It's got 7 million shares in volume. The reason that this is important is that, first of all, this is right out of all the AI plays, this is the only one trending currently, right? At least at all-time highs. So out of all the AI plays, this is the one that's holding up the most. And then if you look here, this is an IPO breakout. So this is a weekly chart, right? Weekly charts are important on big picture basis. So you got a breakout. You got the 9 EMA really right under it too. Beautiful trend of recent. And guys, this thing, by the way, was $6 a year ago. Dude, we had a guy that was just loading up the boat on this thing at $6-7 for like a year, and I'd make fun of him every day. I mean, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? This thing's a turd. He's like, just watch. So now you got this thing rolling up. It needs a pull at the open. We can't chase up something that's a 2 billion share float, right off the bat. But if it yanks, and it very well can, we're coming in on this thing. We're coming in on this thing in a muchos buenos' way. Dude, love it. Love it. All right. Let's add that bad boy. I think we're in for something here. So let's roll with this too. Hey Josh, how you doing, buddy? And look, the reason we're focusing so much on the earnings right now is that the macro picture in terms of the indexes is not really doing anything. With the election around the corner, you don't really want to trade anything that's just like kind of moving around solely on the market, right? You want to be in the stocks that are a little bit moving on their own, right? They got nothing to do with the general indexes. Good. So add this. Gordon Foods, probably not. China. Look at this. So you got some Chinas. All these Chinas are gapping. Look, by the way, they're all rounding off again. See that? So these look like swing trades to me. If you can handle the volatility. So as Baba's at 120, you based out here at the 97, right? You've got a little bit of a W pattern right here. That's a rounded pattern right there, right? Billy's doing the same thing as taking out these ranges. They just are stinking to day trade right now. They're stinking to day trade right now because the moves are all happening in gaps, but they all look like they've rounded here. So I do think you want to keep some of these on the watch list. I do wonder if they are day tradable in terms of like how well they're going to hold their gaps. You could see yesterday, like futures spiked up like $5 and then it just faded off the whole day. And that's been happening a lot on China names. Like, see how it just spikes up and then it just fades off the whole day. The issue becomes like when you have these names and then they just gap like crazy, you end up with a little bit of it's a little bit of, I don't even know what the right term is, right? But they just grind out a little bit. You can't trust the gaps. And so when you can't trust the gaps, then what are you supposed to damn do? Whoa, no, All right, let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Patterns. All right, cool. Let's go back through this here. Now, this I'm interested in. Look, let's add this DJT to the watch list. The stock is probably done after tomorrow, maybe a couple days after that. But for the meantime, let's see if we can get this thing jammed up. I think we want to day trade this, to the upside for at least the morning or whatever. And then if it starts to really, tomorrow will be the day. If it gaps up tomorrow, then we fade it off. That'll be the kind of sell the news play. And only if the Trumpster wins, right? So if the Trumpster wins, let it jam up and then we'll fade this thing off and it'll be, I think we'll have a lot of room. Like this thing was $12 just a little bit ago, right? So we can just, dude, we're in for a good spot here. Bum, 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 da, 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 da. Mm. All right, dude. Man, that's nice. Let's add this. Yeah, so how you want to play this specific one, all right? So we have a little bit of upside. It's not getting back to 56 most likely, all right? And this is most likely just probably a dead cat bounce. But like you're up $2 on this. Let's just see like what you want to do on this one. You can hit DJT on ORBs. So if this stock, right, if it spikes up at the open, you need 3 sideways candles minimum, and then you can hit the opening range. If that doesn't show, let it pull. So it's going to gap up. Let it pull back into the 9 EMA, 20 EMA area. Get a green candle to hold there, and then, hit it for the pull. So, what that essentially would mean is like, if you get, like you want something like this where it's like you push and then you kind of pull back into the EMAs and you get some candles to hold, and then you can kind of play it back to the upside. So just something to just kind of keep in the back of your head. I like this, and just be careful on this one. It may get rugged randomly today. Look at this HIMS, right? So you got a breakout possibly setting up here. If it can hold. Now, it's already starting to drift off here. That may not necessarily matter, but we do want to, I do think it's important to keep this one on the watch list. This has got a good look to it. If it could take out this zone right here, we're in it, right? If it can take out this zone right here, we're in it. Dude, that's nice. Let's add this thing. Chung. Hey, so look at this MSTR, right? MSTR pulled, so you're at 270. You came back about $50. You tapped into the 9 EMA or whatever. This has got a good spot to it. You tested into this. Now, if it remounts the 9 EMA, then you've got some upside on it. The key on this one is you got to watch the price of Bitcoin too. Otherwise, it ends up being just a bitch because Bitcoin gets rugged and then you're thinking this is hot and it does the opposite. So keep an eye on the Bitcoin. It's got a good look to it. And this one, frankly, just has a lot better chart than Coin, which is stuck in a big range. So if you're going to trade one of these, this is probably, MSTR is just the easier one. And then they have all these offshoots anyways. You have all these ETFs that make it a little bit cheaper to trade if you don't want to do, the big expensive one. So you get MSTU, MSTX, either one of those. Look at this EHC. This is another China stock. To me, these look like swing trades, right? They just look like swing trades. They all show the same look where they're pushing through and then, they're pushing through and then they're just pulling back, right? They're just pulling back and coming down into this basing area. So now if they start to break these trend lines, I think you'll have yourself a little something. Whoa, yeah, hard to day trade, but don't be surprised. Like if they come out of these in like say a week, like you're kind of back up into these. That's the beauty of kind of swing trading versus day trading. See Los Tigres? This thing was $3. It goes to 15. Now you've drifted down this whole way. So now you're kind of rounding this thing out here. So if you kind of take out this 20 SMA, you got yourself a little something. AZPN, Aspen Technology. This stock is thin. So he doesn't have enough volume here to really trade. 100, 200,000 shares. Like not really something you can do on that. Bum, 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 bum. See this? This is another one. So if you didn't know what this was, you just saw this push, right? And then this kind of secondary action, then dude, All right. So now that looks like a little bit of a swing too. I wouldn't day trade these. Maybe futures the one that has the best range to day trade. Yeah, price of Bitcoin will break out at this point, but tomorrow will be the big tell. LX is a China name. Jung, 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 jung. All right, cool. Now let's look on the downside. See if we got anything here. You can see these kind of names here. These are bleeders, right? So like this is a stock that's breaking out down from like a whole year's worth of basing, and so you've got yourself, dude. You got yourself this nice little something something here. You can add that if you want to look. If you're looking for some shorts, like these kind of names, see, like this thing's got nasty little earnings out, and you're taking down these ranges. If you like a little $8, $9 type of range, that's what you're looking for. Whoa, Yeah, you see this LLCC, but test into support and re-ramp. So leave that alone. APLS. This is another one. This thing used to be $100, right? Is Dunzo here? Loss narrows, revenues gain, blah, blah, blah. Right? Watch this 25. If you like a little bit of this is a good sweet spot in price. You can definitely roll with this too. Yeah, if you like a $25 name, that's a good look to it. ADM, Archer Daniels. So you got big breakdowns on this. This is like, so if you're going to short an earnings play, you want something that's got this kind of clear breakdown because it's just going to give you the cleaner move. And so what you want to do is like, this is the prime time, right? If you see this stock start to ORB or right, start to build out some range, or if it pops at the open, watch and see how it reacts around the 9 EMA, and then you can start to fizzle this bad boy out. I think it's got a good look to it. Yeah, I added that one too. Race, this is earnings. This one's very thin. All right, cool. So these are the earnings plays that I'm personally interested in of today. And you can always do see if you do a pre-market buzz column on your if you do a pre-market buzz column on your TC2000, you'll even see what stocks are starting to have good expanding volume really early in the morning. So that's a one way you can always start to sift through. So what you can do here is right. I always have all these columns here, and you may not need all these columns, right? So you can delete one and then come in and add a column. So you can add in, whatever it is that you want. Dun, 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 dun. So you can insert here. Let's just insert here. Look, for example, value buzz. Right. So you had today's volume buzz, and move this thing over. Motherfuckers. All right, cool. So now you can see here. So if you're ever looking for something that's just got incredible amounts of volume, so you can filter with this pre-buzz. Dude, pre-buzz. That sounds kind of cool, right? It's like I'm going to the party. I'm getting just a little bit wasted before I show up. It's a good time. Right? So if you do pre-buzz, you can start to see, right, all these things what's what's expansion, and then you can put a little bit of a volume parameter on it too. You can see some of these names. Just a little way to kind of filter your list if you're into that kind of alternative lifestyle. So let's get back into DJT. We got ALAB, QNST, which I'm not that big of a fan yet because it's very thin, only 60,000 shares in volume. PLTR, first dip we want. Vimeo, I'm interested in. Him's already fading off, so that's not a good sign. Go. And then we got ADM. Now on those are the earnings plays, right? Now on the other side of things, right, we've got ALAB, which we talked about. Peltar, DJT Hims. This Dollar Tree's got news out today too. I'm interested in this FRPT2 for day trades today. You can see he's got a flat open on this. If it builds over this 154, I think we got a shot on that one. AMSC. So you had this huge run a couple days ago. Yesterday, we had what's called an inside day. An inside day is, hey, Mr. Riordan, how you doing? An inside day is just when you have like a really, really tight range after a big run, right? And I think we have that over here. Like that is to me, I mean, that's something I'm interested in. Like that's right up our alley. This, it trades a little bit thin, but frankly, it's just got really good range. It's got an 8% ATR. Like I'm into that. MDGL. I put this on watch for a short because this thing was $200 just a couple days ago. It's opened up flat. I was looking for a little bit bigger open. I'll set an alert here. If it blows off, say you get to 345, 350 today, and it blows off like a blow off top, the 9 EMA on this is at 275. So you'll have $70, $80 worth of room to kind of do what you got to do. I love the overall look of this bad boy. So let's keep that on the watch list also. Shit, that's hot. Whoa, All right, now we got that. Yeah, NCLAs, this was an earnings play. Now you're kind of see how you're basing out over the 9 EMA. That's a good spot to be in. I would definitely, keep that into the back of, I keep that in your back pocket right there. It may need till tomorrow before we kind of can play these kind of news, but we're in it, baby. All right. Netflix. Only 762 I'm interested in, and only if it breaks over and then retests. Because it's testing in and then getting rugged. So I don't want to anticipate any breakout or even try it at the breakout spot because that breakout may just fail, and it could fail in a nasty way. So I don't want to hit that right now. I want to let this thing bust loose and then retest. So it's got to come in like 764, 765. You want to see that big monster cock candle and then let it retest there. I think you'll be in for a good spot. Otherwise, leave it alone because these large caps are just they're acting a little bit finicky. I think finicky is the proper probably term. MBLY, I really like the look of this one too. So you had this big move on earnings here. And then now you're having this just a little bit of a rest day yesterday. You got a flat open today. That's hot. Dude. Man, I like that. Let's add that. You got Airy too. So these solar plays were pushing yesterday, right? Let's see if they have day two. So I want you to keep an alert at 770 on this Airy. If it breaks 770, dude, we're in for a nice spot. So let's keep that on the watch list. Love the overall look on it, like on a bigger picture. And you can see the volume expansion on this is growing. Whether this is a long-term bottom or not, we don't really know, right? We'll see. We'll know a lot more in the next few days if these solars are bottoming or not. But right, this one, and then you saw Nova also had a really nice run, some big volume on this thing too. Are they bottomed? I really, fuck if I know, right? But I think for a couple days, we've got ourselves something we can trade on this. Lumens. Yo, I think this one could get pushed. My only worry is that it already had 2 big days going into the breakout. Ideally, you'd like a little bit more tightness here before you break out. if it rested today and let this EMA catch up, I think that would make the breakout a lot better. But it still may just go, right? It may just go because there's not that many hot setups right now. And sometimes when there's not, they just get pushed all over the place. Let me see Google Zaman, my Persian prince. Yeah, it's at an okay spot too. I think, yeah, you're right. Not my ideal type of play, but you're close. Good. What are you guys all looking at? Let's take a look here. Let me see here. And hey, Bryce, DJT Monster, Coin Tesla. Hey, Bryce, careful on this hymns now that it's just kind of reversed like this. It may, who knows which way it goes. There, maybe take out this LSCC. You specifically, when they hold the support, then like sometimes they look like they're weak and they fake out and they go back the other way. Oh, Michael Hull, you gotta stay cool and calm today. I hope you've been doing good lately, buddy. Yeah, I would keep the Emerson Electric a little bit thin, but normally it does enough volume, so I think you're fine on that. Good. What else? What else? All right, then let's go do what we do, guys. I'll be in the chat room, and we shall do the Lord's work today. All right, let's go have some fun. As always, I'll be in the boom boom room till we're done trading. Watch this DJT. And Bitcoin's got a little bit of a pop just now, too, about 500 points the last, couple hours or so. Or that could also, whoop, see that? So let's keep a Monster on the watch list, too. You got a little MPC on the Bitcoins. Oh, yeah.